Whatever it is for you, go and do it. Most of the time, the reason people are not pursuing their passion is because of the story they have sold themselves. They come up with excuses like, I don't have time. Get this, you will never have time. It is not about having time. It is about making it a priority. It is about making a deliberate choice. You will never get back the time you spend on doing the things you love to do. However, you will get back the energy, the love, and the joy so you can do more with the time you have. My belief is that we all have a battery that sits inside us, and if we don't recharge it from time to time, it will go flat. This could manifest itself in your becoming sick or just tired and drained. 7. Reconnecting with your passion. What are you passionate about? This is my favorite question, as I have found it's a great way to start a meaningful conversation with people. I hope you understand the principle of doing activities and tasks that you love as a way to recharge your batteries and rekindle your spirits. If you still don't know what you are passionate about, that's okay. Some people have suppressed their passion for so long. It's hard to define what it is anymore. It's all okay. The answer is always in the questions we ask ourselves. In my Passionate People program, which is a day workshop we conduct all around the globe, I have the workshop participants answer a series of questions that clarify their passion or pursue and what they have to do to make it a reality in their life. 1. What are you passionate about in your life? What do you love to do? This is not about writing down just one passion. List at least 3 to 5 passions. When I ask this question, many people list their family as their passion, and so do I. I am passionate about my wife and daughters. My second love is the work I do. I am really passionate about working with people to discover and pursue their passion and live a passionate life. My third love is photography and my fourth is travel. Now, what I really love is when I can combine all four loves. 2. If the money was handled in your life, what would you love to do with your time, energy, and skills? Not how would you spend the money, but what you would do with your time. Some people would do what they have always done. Same job, same role, same routines. That's okay. There are no rights or wrongs in this activity. What this question does is give you the opportunity to dream of how you would choose to spend your time, what type of meaningful work you would do, and the difference you would make to those people who mean the world to you and those people you may not even have met yet. 3. What do you need to change in your life in order to achieve all that you are capable of achieving? After almost 2 decades as a professional speaker, the one thing I have learned is that the audience always knows the answer. I just need to ask the right questions and create the right environment for them to discover the answer for themselves. So I believe you know in your heart of hearts what you need to change. Identify the 3 things in your life that are holding you back. 4. What What do you need to focus on in your life right now to make you happy, satisfied, and passionate? As I have already suggested, it is what we focus on that counts. What is it that you need to focus on right now? Maybe it is getting to base camp in your life, such as getting healthy, finding your mojo again, repairing a broken relationship, or just creating the space to do what is important. 5. What advice would a 95-year-old give to you? Imagine you are 95 years old and have lived a great life, and someone your age now, just like you, turns up at your door. They seek your advice on how to be a better person, a better professional, a better leader, and how to have a better life. What advice would you, the wise 95-year-old, give to the person you are today about what is important and what is not so important, what matters and what doesn't, what counts and what doesn't count? What advice would the older, wiser you have for the person you are today? 6. What do you believe is the noble purpose in your life? These are not your everyday, run-of-the-mill questions. They have been designed to make you think. Henry Ford once said, "Thinking is the hardest work there is," which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. Robert Byron gave us these words: "The purpose of life is a life of purpose." What is your purpose? What do you want to be famous or known for? I am not talking about being famous like a movie star, but famous in the hearts and minds of the people in your life who matter. Your answers to the following questions will form the basis for your purpose now. What matters to you in your life? What is important to you in your life? What do you want your life to stand for? What type of work would give you the greatest meaning? What do you want to do that would make a difference? It's all about making you think, stretching your mind, so you can have a more meaningful conversation with yourself and those people who mean the world to you. To follow your heart, you first need to know what is in your heart. These questions will lead you to find out what is in your heart. 8. What's the big picture for you? Have you ever had the opportunity to visit Disneyland? The last time I went, I purchased a book called Walt. The story of Walt Disney. The seed for Disneyland was planted when Walt would take his daughters, Sharon and Diane, to an amusement park or to Santa Monica Pier on the weekend. Disappointed with the dirtiness of their facilities and how they were operated, he thought there must be a better way for families to connect and have fun together. It was this idea that inspired him to dream a dream that has made 630 million people happier, including a number of us reading this book. For Walt Disney, that initial seed soon bore fruit. In 1953, he purchased 160 acres of orange groves and walnut trees south of Los Angeles. Walt grew up plans and costed out his dream, and then went about securing the funding to turn his dream into a reality. In 1953, $17 million was a lot of money, and do you know what? It still is today. So Walt, in his best suit, his grand plans under his arm, a clear vision in his head, and passion in his heart, approached the first bank. Now, I'm not sure just how the conversation went, but you could imagine that after he had made his pitch with enthusiasm, the exchange was most likely something like, "So, what you want to do, Mr. Disney, is to bulldoze the income-producing orange and almond trees on your 160 acres an hour and a half outside LA and build an amusement park that you hope people will come to." "Yes." "You are crazy." "No." The second bank said no. The third said no. And the fourth, bank after bank, said no. In fact, 462 banks and financiers turned him down. The 463rd, however, said, "Yes, we are just as crazy as you." Construction started and Disneyland was built within 12 months. On 18th of July 1955, Disneyland opened for the first time. At 43 degrees, it was one of the hottest days on record. So hot the bitumen laid the day before melted. They expected 6,000 people to come, and 28,000 people turned up. The following day, they expected 25,000 visitors, and 50,000 people turned up. In the first year, their expectation was for 1 million guests to pass through the turnstiles. And 1 million came in the first 90 days. With this success, Old Walt thought, I could be on to something. From landlocked Anaheim, California, Walt and his brother Roy decided to spread their wings and purchase over 30,000 acres in Orlando, Florida, making the acquisition under a number of different company names so the land prices did not escalate. The dream was to start building the next Disneyland. Unfortunately, Walt passed away on 15th of December 1966, but the show must go on. On the opening day of Walt Disney World, 1st October 1971, Roy was asked to walk the media through before the guests were allowed in. It was during this walk that a journalist made the comment, "Isn't it a shame Walt never got to see this park open?" Roy stopped in his tracks, looked at the man in the eye and said, "The reason why you and I see it today is because he saw it first." Oh, he saw it first. Before we can ever achieve anything in the real world, you and I first need to have a vision in our heart and minds. Most people's definition of a long-term goal is Friday. What is your big picture for you or life?